Hello everyone, I'm Vinny the Knife Guy, and a customer dropped off the Ranger sword from Lord of the Rings. This is the same customer that had me sharpen the Andriel sword as well. So this sword came in, and we're gonna get to sharpening on it. So this is awesome, it has an edge on it already, but we're gonna put a much sharper one on it. So it's pretty blunted, and the customer wants me to put a razor sharp edge on it, and that's what we'll do. And one of my subscribers, followers, Gabo, he has requested that I do a live stream since I haven't been doing one in quite a while, so I apologize about that. So first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to freehand it on the slack portion to create a convex edge on my sharpener. So first thing I'm going to do is protect the blade just in case it slips and I don't want to mar this up or anything. So I'm going to use my green frog tape. There's some residue on this, I don't know why. But I'm going to put some green frog tape on this. And this is just to help protect the edge in case something slips. So go down this way. Oh, this is fine. I always put green frog tape on my angle guide, but not too much on the actual knives. So cut this down a little bit. Gets pretty narrow. So since the tip is pretty narrow, I'm just tearing the tape off just a little bit. Just in half, just to hit the very tip. And so this is double-sided. So I'm doing everything real time for you guys. So we'll see how long this takes. Okay, then I'll hit the other side. Biggest thing when sharpening for customers that you want to protect their equipment from possibly getting scratch or damage. So here's how one side looks. Now we just have to do the other side. This is not the most exciting part, but it's very important to actually take care of the customer's knives when you do sharpen for them. And I think the green frog tape works out really well to prevent any scratches on people's knives. So when I use my angle guide, you don't want metal on metal. Hey, what's going on, dude, man? How's it going? Yeah, so I'm getting ready to sharpen this. So this is a Lord of the Rings Ranger sword that customer dropped off. And so I'm just going to, so right now I'm prepping it to get ready to sharpen. All right. Cool. So I have prepared both sides. So biggest thing is make sure you're not going to scratch it potentially. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So this is a Ranger sword. And I'll probably move the camera around so you guys can see a little bit better. So there's a little bit of a tip of an edge to it, but nothing too sharp. So I'm going to freehand this on my slack portion of my belt sander. So I'm just taking the angle guide off since we won't be needing that. It'll just get it in the way. So I haven't been making a lot of, okay, so actually we're gonna start with an 80 grit. This is a little bit of a worn 80 grit, so nothing, so it's definitely not a true 80. It's probably like a 120 or something like that, but I'm going to start with this guy here because I think this will help create a very nice apex and burr pretty quickly for me. So, let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? I have a microphone hooked up to myself, so I just want to make sure everyone can hear okay. So let's move everyone. Perfect. All right. Let's try and move everyone down over here. See how this angle is for you guys. So the machine does get kind of loud. So what I'm going to do is just match up like the angle. I think here's a good spot. So I'll rest this here just for a second. Use my marker to show where I need to stop and start. Yeah, I think that's good right there. All right. How's the angle from you guys? Is this a good camera view? So what I'm going to do is just match up like the angle right here, just drag it across, and that's what I'll do. So I just want this to be a good angle for everyone. Perfect. All right, cool. So I have a microphone on right here, and then on my phone as well. So this machine does get loud, so you may want to just lower your volume just a little bit. So I'm starting with a 80 grit. It's a worn 80, so it's probably a little bit, it's probably like 120 or something like that. So, all right. Let's get to sharpening. How is this, guys? Is this fine so far? How's the, can you guys hear me okay? How's the camera angle? How is everything so far before I keep going? Okay, cool. Also, I have this other sharpener here, so I'm going to move that out of the way real quick. Something here. I want to try to, so I create a lot of metal shavings with this. I want to try to keep them all right here for me. Okay, we're going to keep going until I create a burr on this one side and I'll flip it over. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright. So I'm just going back and forth. Until I create a burr. I'll probably swap out belts after this. This 80 grit's pretty worn, so I'll probably swap out to a fresh 120. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So you can see the metal shavings I'm catching right here. I think a fresh 80 is way too aggressive, but here's the old 80 grit, here's a new 120, and I think the new 120 will do perfect work for this. So we'll get rid of the 80 grit. All right. So I'm also going edge trailing, and then on the slack portion here. So yeah, so I'm creating convex edge, so if the customer wants to use it to cut up anything, there's more meat behind it, and it won't chip as bad if I did a flat grind, so this is going to be great for the customer. And I'm starting at 2,000 RPM. I think this will bring a burr very quickly to us. Keep going. We have a burr throughout most of the edge. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Alright, I'll do 3 passes on this side to even everything out. Yeah, this fresh 120 is doing an awesome job at it. Whenever you sharpen double-sided items, you want to make sure you do equal passes on every side. And I'm checking to see if I have a burr throughout the full edge. I don't have it up here at the very tip on that side, but I'm trying a lot of metal things over here. Yeah, that's why you want to have something to protect your lungs. This is a very dirty job. So I want to try to capture as much as I can here. That's why I have like the magnet. Alright. I have to tilt it pretty high to actually get that angle on the tip. Oh, we're looking really good. We're looking very good. couple more spots. We'll do one more final pass here. It's always good to have a fresh belt. It really makes life so much easier. Yeah. So when you have a burr throughout the whole edge of the knife or sword, then you know it's a great time to actually swap out to a different grit, because you've already apexed it. So you have a burr on both sides up there. We'll do 3 passes here. Keep everything equal and even. See how we are at 2. Everything looks really, really good. Tip is pointy. All right, we'll do one more pass. And then we'll swap out to a 600 grit belt. All right, that looks great. All right. Sweet. Yeah, fresh 120 does wonders. Now we have a fresh 600 grit. This will really help polish the edge and create a, so it's going to refine the scratch pattern so it's going to look pretty and practical. And then clean this up a little bit. And then I'll refine it again to 1200 grit to make it mirror polish for the collector's item. But really want to keep my workspace trying clean as possible. All right. So I won't be creating as big of a burr. I still will create a small burr, but I'm just going to do equal passes back and forth. And this is really going to refine the scratch pattern and really give it a very sharp edge. So I'll do equal passes on all 3 sides, or all 4 sides. So working with something this long is kind of tough, so I'm using my arms. I'm blocking my hands, so I'm maintaining the same angle, and just walking the sword out. So 3. So I usually have my phone hooked up to like a neck or chest mount, so I'm curious how you guys like this camera angle. You don't see like my point of view, unfortunately, but I'm creating so much metal stuff I don't want it getting on the camera. But I want you guys to still enjoy like the video. So 3. I'm going to have to tilt the sword up to really hit that apex on the very tip of the sword. Okay. A little bit of a shoulder workout, to be honest. Alright, so that's several passes with 600 grit. And now, I'm just going to put this over here. Then I'm going to go with a 1200 grit belt. And that's going to be the final sharpening / polish side. And that's going to put a beautiful mirror polish on it. So this is a A16 Trizac, 1200 grit. And equal passes again, just back and forth, nothing too crazy. At 2000 RPM, it's trailing. And then I'll use my leather belt to remove any burr that's left over. Now this is not really sharpening, it's more just polishing the edge and finding the strap pattern. Also, I'm minimizing like the burr, but the burr will still be there. You already took like the metal away from the 120. So. Checking to see if there's any comments. If you guys have any questions, please send them in the text. Gabo, dude, how are you? I made this video specifically for you, so I was waiting for you to hop on. Alright, we are done sharpening, polishing. Okay, made a lot of metal dust, a lot of metal shavings, so we try to capture a lot of it. Okay, so take this out. This can go away. So, this is the Ranger sword from Lord of the Rings. I don't know too much about Lord of the Rings, but this customer had me drop off, well, he dropped off the Andriel sword as well, and I sharpened that for him, and then he wanted this Ranger sword sharpened, which is awesome. So, he has an awesome collection of this. So, we are using my leather, I'm going to switch you guys camera angles. So I have my leather belt over here. All right, so bring you guys over here with me. So we're going up with a weird camera view. Just, let's see if I can put it down anymore. Try and get you guys with me right there. Okay. So this is just creating a lot of metal shavings and dust, and I want to see this perfectly, so I don't want anything in my way. So that's why I'm doing it from this view. Okay, so edge trailing. Again, check your workspace, making sure you're not like I run into anything like I just did. So the customer has a very nice collection of swords, yeah, it's very impressive. So he asked me to put a nice little edge on these. Oh, I don't know why there's no super chat. All good, man. I'm not worried about it. Not stressed about it at all. All right, let's see how this is. No, dude, you're good. All right. All right, this mask actually broke on me, so I ordered a new one, the strap, so I tried to tape it up, but we'll see. All right, grab some paper before we clean it. And then if I have to resharpen, then I will. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's get some more. This sword is so big. Trying to slice paper. Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, man. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Sweet. All right, so then we're going to clean it. Put this mask away. Put you guys to a different spot, see if you can see me a little better. Like that. Cool. So now we can take the tape off. Yeah, the point is very, very sharp. Got a whole bunch of metal shavings on my microphone. And then I'm just going to clean off any extra oils from our hands that were on this, or any extra metal shavings that I actually got on this. So, cool. Is it bent? Kind of looks like. No, I don't think it is bent. Show me. Hold on, let me. Nope, it looks very straight to me. So probably just a little camera angle. So, always protect it to, even though I don't think I hit the edge at all, or like the actual flat surface, always put some tape on it just in case, because you don't want to mar up this beautiful collector's item. And just bring it down with some isopropyl alcohol, like how I normally do. Being very careful now because it's sharp on both sides. See, I just got all that metal shavings off. So this is going to be a nice collector's piece, and I want it to look beautiful for him. Yeah, so I thought of you, Gabo. You asked, and hopefully I accomplished the live stream for everybody. So after it's clean, come on. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think you were ever supposed to cut paper with a giant sword like this, so once it's doing it, it's very impressive. This is supposed to be taking people's heads off. Okay, hit that on the table. I have to sharpen that again, like a clown. Towards like a tip. No. This is still very, very sharp. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. So the tip is very stabby and very pointy. If you guys are enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps promote the channel for my small business. Try and get you guys out here a little bit. Yep, a nice view of the garage, my little work spot, but here it is. So if I only held like the power to actually use this properly. So pretty sweet. So what would that take, about 40 minutes, 35 minutes to sharpen this completely? So I know there's no one I can chop the heads off for this, but this is a beautiful sword, and I think the customer will be very happy with this. So that's all I got for you guys today. Waiting for some more customers to drop off some more knives later today, but Gabo, this video is for you. So glad that you could enjoy it. So yeah, very sharp. So we took off a lot of metal to put a beautiful edge on it for him. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm Vinny, the knife guy in Reno, Nevada. So if you need any of your knives, tools, scissors, or even swords sharpened, please reach out. I do accept mail-in orders. So thank you guys so much for watching. All right, guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.